Hi everyone, welcome to our final week of Envision January. I'm going to go over the directive and the theme for this week, and then I'm going to just summarize a little bit of closing for the month. So the overall directive is creativity. And I like to take a pause when I say creativity, because for some people, hearing the word creativity inspires the idea of being an artist, being a dancer, something else creative in the kind of traditional sense. And I want to remind each of you that you are a creative person and that you are actively creative all day long. And so the reason I say that is because you don't have to draw beautiful pictures to be creative. The emails you write, they came from your brain. They weren't anywhere before you created them. The space you create in your home, the work you do, whatever it is creative work because you're creating it. Even creating a schedule is creative work. Cooking for yourself, making food is creative. Playing with your children or someone else's children is creative. So take a step back from the word creative and put a big umbrella and remind yourself that you are creative. And so that's going to be important when you're thinking about, how do I create something in my future? How do I create steps towards that something? You are in charge of creating and you can do it. So moving on to our theme, it is action, because to create anything that I just listed, to create it, you have to take action. You have to do the thing. So you can't just think about a beautiful meal, that which is creative, but the action of actually cooking it, of actually getting the things and then making the meal, that's the important part, taking the action. And again, you can apply that to anything I've said or anything in your own life. So action is going to be focused at our center because it is our strong, mobilizing part of our body. It's our powerhouse. When I think of our core, what I think about less than our kind of abs is more the whole trunk, from the shoulders to the hips. And that's what we'll focus on in yoga. When we think about activating the core, sure, I might throw in some sit-ups or something else like that, but more so, it's strong, intentional, center-based movement. The center moves the rest of our body, and the rest of our body relates back to the center. So when we focus energy there, it gives us this power, this ability to be action and action oriented. So in the rest of our lives. So you don't have to have a strong core to be action oriented in your life, but when you are physically moving around and focusing on the core, it can help generate that ability to be more action oriented. So that's what we'll do in our yoga. I hope you enjoy the short 30-minute class, and then of course I'll see you on Tuesday. When we talk about next steps or moving forward beyond January, I want to remind you of two things. One, I said it in the text this past week. Go easy on yourself. Change is hard. This year is hard. I do not want the directives in this month to feel like I must do this, I must do that. I don't want that. I want you to be empowered to have tools to make the changes you need. And if it's too hard, if you're having a rough week, go easy on yourself. Go easy on yourself all month, whatever it takes. The more easy on yourself you go, the more you're going to give yourself room and space to grow. So that's the number one suggestion. And then the second suggestion is allow this to be a process that goes beyond January. You know, if you're kind of wrapping up the month and you're still not really sure what it was you wanted to envision, or you know that, but you don't know the steps to get there, or you don't know how to clear the obstacles, whatever it is, this is a ongoing process, and it really doesn't have to be anything to do with the first or the beginning of the year. It doesn't have to be about a year at all. You could come back to this in June. You could make this a 5-year plan. You could make this a 1-month plan where you just work on little tiny things in your daily life. So I want you to take the tools that work for you. I want you to leave the tools that don't work for you. And I really want you to feel positive walking out of this month for whatever you envision, for whatever your goals are, and really feel that you can take those small steps and you don't need to feel like you haven't accomplished something. You know, it's okay to walk out of this month without a map. So that's my ask, is that you go easy on yourself and you allow this to be a long process and really take your time with it. So thank you so much for being here. I've loved this month so much. I've loved connecting with each of you, and I look forward to connecting with you soon in the future.